said, make a theme song for my show. Said, alright, just give me all the details, man. And my homie says he don't know. Well, if you're gonna pay me big, big bucks, cause I might should have something to say. He said, you know what I bring, I'm the customizing king, nothing else matters anyway. So is he gonna have guests? I don't know. Is he gonna go live? I don't know. What time will it be? What will you see? I'm pretty much in the dark, but I can guarantee you'll be customizing action figures, getting paint all on his fingers. It's Art by Akerman. It's Art by Akerman. Tips and tricks and conversation, sharing his gift with every nation. It's Art by Akerman. Art by Akerman. You best get ready, cause now it's time for Art by Akerman.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to my new channel. Hope you enjoyed that song. I love that song. Jeremy DeWitt, what an amazing, talented person. So, yeah, he did a great job. So tonight, what are we doing? It's new channel. It's going to be customizing. This is all going to be customizing. That's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's to come for the channel. We also have a lot of prizes to give out. Put the interest out there that this was a new thing and I was starting it up. And before I even offered any prizes or anything, people just started subscribing. I was blown away by the response. Last I checked, we were 178 subscribers, and we're giving away a prize for every 25. So before you do anything else, I'm going to shout out folks in the chat. We're going to talk about what's to come for the channel, but make sure you're subscribed. It's the only way you can win a prize, but also, you'll get to see cool stuff as we go along. And tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your kids, whatever. So let me shout out the folks that are in the chat. We got Mama Webasa. Brett is out there, El Tidy himself. Rob Zamora. We got Dub3 in the house. Hoth the Basher. TJ Williams is out there. I've heard the H is silent, but I kind of heard him come in the chat and it sounded like so I don't know. We got Brent out there. Let's see. We've got the Let's Go Off-World podcast. That's a crazy show, man. Heard it was going for like 12 hours last night or something. It's ridiculous. Jeremy Govier's out there. We've got Legends of Grayskull as well. And Matthew Dooch. I think Matt is maybe jumping between 3 accounts. So depending on what happens with these prizes, just kind of keep an eye on that, folks. Let's just be aware. Got King Castle Sieger out there. We've got Steve O'Bag. We've got Chris James in the house. Max Heyman. We got Dave Orkin is out there. Endless Fables. Got Tanya McCoy. Kent Pool Collects. It's my boy Kent Pool. YouTube loves comments from what he says, and he loves comments. So throw some comments out there. Is this live? Yes, this one is live. Now, that's the first thing I wanted to kind of bring up on this. There's many more folks to shout out in the chat, and I will definitely get to that. But this channel is not going to be a lot of live stuff. I know that probably surprises a lot of folks because I'm the live guy. Like I'm, kind of the roaming nomad that just shows up on people's shows when there's lives. But a lot of the stuff that's going to be on this channel is going to be pre-recorded. And we'll kind of get into why that is. But this live that we're doing today is going to be a rare occurrence for this channel, just FYI. I think we already shouted out Dub. We got Elemental Crafting out there. We got Dirk's Designs, Legends Collector 1321. Hey, Dylan, Piagus, Peter is out there. We've got Faulty Videos, Guaisagwe, Echevarria, Purple Gang. We got Blake, aka Recon Rage. We got Miguel out there. Terrence, he's got jokes. Michael Carter, Dave Bennett. Dirk says, well, now the Shooting the Shelf theme is crap compared to this. Hey, man, I mean, Jeremy just puts out bangers one after the other. I can't say which is better. And I know that Off-World one is pretty good. Mark seems to like the music. Dork Lair. Uh, yeah, thumbnail is a thumbnail. Let's see who else we got out there. We got Hank out there, Kevin McCoy. We got both the McCoys. We got Uncle Bob and Aunt Shelly are there. Sweet. Jesse was my first subscriber, which, you know, kind of disappointed Darla a little bit. She was number 2, but that's all right. It's all right. Number 2 still good. Let's see. We got Jake out there. Pink Lemonade. Did I shout out Purple Gang Gang? Purple Gang Gang. They're gonna have Neil Wickman on tonight. That should be a lot of fun. Cincy John, got Stephanie Orkin in the house. We got both the Orkins. We got both the McCoys. I think that is everybody right now. So we got 51 people out there. Oh, Greg just popped in. Hey, Greg. So yeah, like I said, we're going to do some giveaways. We got a giveaway for every 25 subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed. Tell your friends, make sure they're subscribing, all that kind of good stuff. Oz just showed up. We got Santos out there. People are popping in. So let's kind of get right into it, and let's start with this. So what do we have? So we said one prize for every 25 subscribers. And starting out, the first one here is a Wolf King Custom Swag Mystery Box. I don't know what's in that. This is from Len. Could be figure, could be parts, could be pins and stickers, or who knows what. It could be a sailboat, could be a bowling alley. We don't know. We really just don't know. But we are going to do the first giveaway for that one right off the bat, because we got to get through these giveaways. And we're going to do hashtag Lenerosity. So hit that hashtag Lenerosity out there in order to be entered in to that Wolf King Customs swag mystery box. So just go through the prizes real quick here. We've got swag mystery boxes for 25. 50 is a wet palette, which we will talk a little bit about. 75, you got a Noble Barch set. 100, Fisher Rice, best cosmic figure ever. 125, you got Samir. 150, you get a paintbrush set. 175, Cosmic Engineer. Now that's where we were as of the start of this show. We were at 178. So depending on where this ends, where, you know, what the subscriber count gets to, here's the other prizes that are in store for us. At 200, our next one would be a Brother Mandibulus. Then there's a Deluxe Barbarian 2 with the bare part set from Legions Con. 250, this is one of my favorites. This is a So Flat paint set. This is the 6-pack of paints, primary colors from So Flat, coming from Amazon. Great starting set for So Flat. I love it. Next, 275, we got another Wolf King Custom Swag mystery box. We've got a War of the Aether Blades Deluxe Male Orc Builder. Lots of stuff in there. Bunch of heads, bunch of different parts and weapons and accessories. Those things are good. I got a deluxe builder with a bare part set. The Gladiator. You got a Sir Owain with the bare part set, which I thought would be kind of cool, just to kind of mix up some of his parts, but put some of those darker tone arms and legs and stuff on them. That might be kind of cool. 350, we got a heat gun, so you can heat up those figures, not have any breakage during the wintertime. 375, we got a Sentry with a hands pack. 400, we got Anubis. 425, a Dark Templar with the bare parts set. 450, get you some epoxy sculpt. You can do some sculpting. 475, we'll have a Bastet. And if we get to 500 tonight, I don't know that we will, but if we get to 500, we have got a Cosmic Alien Creature Creator Legions Con 2-pack. So lots of prizes. Let's see where it ends up. We've got the first one out there now. We just check the comments again. Let's see. Rob says one winner per prize. I think he means one prize per winner. Here's the deal. I don't want to discourage people from rolling on certain things because they think there's something else better down the road. And you know what? It's my channel, so I get to make up the rules. So I say, if you win all the prizes tonight, so be it. You can put in for everything. Don't be afraid. Just put in for it. If you win every single prize, guess what? That just saves me on shipping. And who knows? We may have one really amazing lucky winner that just gets everything. Or we could have individual ones. But yeah, no fear. No fear here on Art by Akerman. So Dorklair says we're now at 188, so we're getting close to that brother Mandibulus territory. Terrence says Len is the real Wolf King. That's true. It is true. Oz really wants that Mandibulus. He is excited for it, so he's probably telling everybody that he knows. Got Sean here from Australia. Wow. Let's see. Got another Sean here. Dave's Dimension popped in. Chris Johnson. We got a lot of folks showing up now. Ghost 09. Joe Gonzalez in the house. Very nice. I don't know if he might still be at work. He might be having a quote unquote bathroom break right now. We're not sure. We're not positive on that. We got Carol showed up. Oz definitely is talking to people at this point. He got Carol to show up, and he wants that brother Mandibulus bad. Michael Carter's out there. Man, a lot of folks in here. Ricardo popped in. Ken says, smash that like button. All right. So let's pull up that first one. Let's roll this. We've got 61 people out there. We have got 44 people that have put in for this. Once again, you can win as many prizes as you are able to, so don't be afraid. You're going to get another like 5 seconds to put in hashtag Lenerosity before we spin this first prize. So, and 3, 2, 1. Let's see what we got. Who is getting the Wolf King Customs mystery box? Legends Collector 1321. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff there. Especially because he can just pick it up from Len. He won't even have to probably ship it. So let's see. Let me just make sure that I screenshot that. All right. So let's take this one down and let's get ready for the next one. And the next one is going to be a wet palette. Got a video coming up later in the week on wet palettes. And you should be able to see that before whoever wins this actually wins. We are going with the hashtag stay wet. Stay wet. Keeps your paints from drying up on you. You want them to stay wet. So there you go. Put in hashtag stay wet for a chance at a wet palette. So, all right. So let's see what we got in store this week. This is going to be a busy week. I can't guarantee that they're all going to be this busy. But this week is. Wanted to start off strong. So you've got something coming to you every day for the next 7 days. It's the Art by Akerman Gauntlet. You've got the live today, obviously. Tomorrow is going to be a tour of my customizing studio. I know some of you that may, have seen me on other shows are saying, hey, didn't you already do that? Yes, we did. Did it with a live commentary and some prizes and stuff, and it stretched it out to like 2 hours. This is just the raw deal, just the tour. So it's like 35 minutes. It's just the tour. I'd like to thank Brick something. I don't see him in the chat, but when we were doing that live stream, he actually had said something about, well, are you going to post this later? And, basically was asking about the video itself without all the extra commentary and stuff. And that's what got me thinking about starting my own channel. Because, we do a lot of lives on our other shows and stuff. And some people want stuff that's a little bit easier to digest. So kind of keeping it short, keeping it recordings. You can watch it or listen to it whenever you want, rather than having like a scheduled time. So, what I will tell you is this one will drop tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And then it'll be available anytime after that. So that is Sunday. Monday, we have got how to use a wet palette. Now, once again, some of you may have seen some of this over on the Wolf King Customs channel because this was over there, but we're trying to trying to bring all this in house and have one channel that is strictly for customizing. So those 2 videos you may have seen in some form or fashion. But then coming Tuesday, I got a segment on the show that's going to be called How'd They Do That? And this is where I'm going to talk to some folks, some customizers in the community that are known for a certain type of custom or a certain custom itself, and just really pick their brain on how they accomplished it. These are going to be, approximately 15 to 30 minutes. It's not going to be a 2-hour show. This is going to try to be quick. Like, how did you come up with this? What are the parts that you used? If somebody wanted to duplicate this, how would they do it? And just kind of pick their brain and throw that out there for anybody that wants to do something similar. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I will be recording that with Eric on Monday, and this will drop Tuesday at 8 a.m. All of these are 8 a.m. drops. I believe that's my time, though. So it should be 9 Eastern, I believe. So checking out the comments. Let's see. Dave says, so happy you're doing this. This is very needed, at least by me. Let's see. This is going to be a daily show. This week it will be. This week there'll be something every day. I can't guarantee that it's going to be like that every week, but I'm going to try to put out stuff on a pretty regular basis. Some of them are going to be very short. It'll just be like, hey, here's a tool that I'm recommending, and here's how did I use it. Other things are going to be more in depth. It'll be like a project that I'm working on, or some tips and techniques, that kind of thing. So, but it will all be customizing related. I'm not doing reviews. I'm not going to do like hangouts and stuff in here, like any of that kind of stuff. It's all going to be on customizing. So, to Dave's point, I know there's a lot of content in this community, but it's been a while since we've had a channel that was dedicated to really just customizing, and that's what this is going to be. So if you have any thoughts, things that you'd like to see, stuff like that, let me know. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got how do you take apart your Legions figures to paint it? So this is where I'm going to show you kind of a breakdown. The one that I'm going to use in this video is a Sentry, and I'm going to show you kind of like how many parts it breaks into. Once you have it broken up, how do you go about painting it? Like, how do you hold the pieces in order to paint it and not mess it up and that kind of thing. So I think that one should be helpful, especially for some new people that, maybe haven't spent much time pulling apart a Legion or painting it, individually and in the different parts and stuff. So next, so let's see, that was Wednesday. So Thursday, we've got, this is about the brushes that I use. And so there's a set of brushes that actually I'm giving away tonight. And it comes with everything that you would need. So it's got your kind of bigger basing brushes. It's got some detail brushes. It's got some dry brushes in it. The one set that I'm going to recommend to you is something that you can use for pretty much anything that you do. So I'm going to not only, do a recommendation on it, but I'll actually, what you'll see in this one is me painting a head, a 3D printed head, using several of the brushes in that set to show you like the different techniques and things that you can accomplish with that brush set, which by the way is under $20. So under $20, you get a brush set that can do every single thing that you may need to do. So, so this is Friday then. Friday, we're going to talk about cutting things with Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions. So cutting armor, cutting weapons, how you use cutting tools to modify the look of figures. So that's what that one is going to be about. And then on Saturday, to round out the week from now till next Saturday, we are going to look at some texture paints. I've got some ones that are supposed to replicate snow or ice. So I've got 3 different ones that we're going to look at, and we're going to try a couple different techniques and just see, which ones we like, which ones we don't, and kind of go from there. So, that's the week in a nutshell. And basically what I'm going to try to do with this channel is try some new things, show you, like, I'm going to try some new paints and see what we like about them, what we don't like about them. I'm going to try to pass on any kind of knowledge that I've gotten. I'm going to try to talk to some other customizers in the community so that we can pass on some tips and tricks from them, make recommendations. And that's it. It's just going to all be customizing. I'll try to get some playlists together so that some of this stuff is kind of categorized. So like if you just want to see how they do that, and you want to see, Eric, and I've already got 3 or 4 customizers lined up to talk to them about a certain technique or custom that they've done. So like if that's the part that you really are most interested in the channel, you can go to that playlist and immediately see that. If you're more interested in like the tools and the recommendations, you'll be able to go to that. If you're more interested to see like me testing out different colors and stuff, you can go to that part. So I'll try to keep it as organized as possible. I try to keep it, as much content flowing as possible. So we'll see. But this is all new to me. I've never had my own channel before. I have like a Curtis Ackerman channel that's just like, kind of got stuff for my family and stuff on it, but I've never run a YouTube channel before. Everything that I've done so far, I've been a latcher on. I just kind of leech on other people's stuff and hang out and talk and have fun. This is my first time actually doing something like this on my own. So with that being said, I want to get back to the chat, but before that, let me pull up this giveaway. Let's see who is going to be staying wet with the new wet palette. So we got 73 people in the chat. We got 46 entries here. We're going to give this about 2 more seconds, and then we're going to pull this and see who is getting the wet palette. So here we go. Tick, 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 and Mike V. Oh, Mike V getting the wet palette. Very nice. So folks, hit me up after the show. Just shoot me a message with your info, and I will get those things out to you right away. So cool. Let me get the next one keyed up, and then I'll go back to the chat and see where we're at. So let's see. Put this next one in here. Make sure I got that right. Yep. All right. So the next one is the Noble Barch set, and we are going to use the hashtag Nate the Great. So hashtag Nate the Great. And let me see what we got here for the chat. Raw dog in the tour. Okay. I mean, that's one way of saying it. Let's see. Love the insight. Teach me some of your secrets. Wise. I don't know how wise I am, but whatever I've gained, I will pass on to you. I will say that, growing up, I was never an artistic person. I wasn't one of those kids that was like drawing in notebooks and doing all kinds of fun, creative things. So this is relatively new to me over the past few years, but what I do well, I think, is when I commit to something, I dive in head first, and I do a lot of research. I ask a lot of questions. Just watch hours and hours of stuff that people have done and try things. I throw stuff at the wall. I see what sticks. Some things work well for me. Some things don't. And that's something, as you watch my channel, I just want, people to realize that I'm not telling you that these are the correct way to do things. This is just how I do things. Because there's certain things that work for some people and don't work for other people. And best thing you can do is just try some things out and see what works for you. But there's a million different ways to accomplish like the same look on a finished product. So, let's see. Dirk says, what about paint and material reviews relating to customizing? Yeah, I will do that. So most likely there will be a segment where I'll like review some 3D printed parts. Like if I get some new 3D printed parts in, I'll talk to you about what I think about them as far as the sculptural detail, any initial thoughts that I have on how I would go about painting it, or certain details of the sculpt that might catch, like a dry brush a little bit easier, things like that. And same thing with paints and things like that. I'll definitely try some things. And when I try them, much like those like ice and snow effects that I'm going to do for next Saturday, I'll let you know, like, hey, I liked this part, I didn't like this part, that kind of thing. Let's see. I need intensive training with eyes. Okay. Yeah, we can definitely talk some eyes. I've got some ideas on that. Once again, that's another one that I've watched a million different tutorials on, and I feel like I have a pretty good technique, but yeah, we can talk some eyes. Damn, I was hoping for a video on taking all the live streams. Yeah, it's not going to be as many live streams here. So no, there is no hairbrush in that brush set. It's just paint brushes. So Jesse says my poor flocking video should still be okay on the Just Shelve It channel. Yeah, I've never done any flocking, so I don't know that I will be crossing that territory. I think you're safe on that one. King Castle Seizure says 195 subs, almost there for the brother Mandibulus. So let's see, scrolling. Always happy to share customizing tips. That's the name of the game, man. I mean, that's what this community is about. So Steph says this channel is a great idea. I appreciate that. I hope so. Sean says, can you please show how to do the bloody weapons? Okay. I can tell you that one of the ones this week is about modifying weapons, but I don't usually do a lot of blood, but it's something I can look at. Let's see. I'm excited because I'll be starting my customizing journey in 2025. Awesome. Hey, speaking of which, check out the customizing studio. We get together every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's a messenger group. You can hit me up for an invite. And, I know some people have reached out to me and say, oh, Sundays is not a good day for me and stuff. And that's fine. Sundays is just the day that we always go. We always do it at 1 p.m. Sunday, but you can do it anytime you want. If you're a member of the customizing studio and you want to do one at Friday at 2 a.m. every week, you could just message in that chat and say, hey, is anybody interested in doing one at Friday at 2 a.m.? That's the time that works for me. And if you get some people that want to do that and you want to do one at that time, have at it. So 1 p.m. Sunday is just the time that has worked well for myself. So let's see. Okay. Well, thank you for subscribing while you're on the toilet. Appreciate that. Let's see. Yes. Scrolling. A lot of people entering for the giveaway. Quick question while we're here. What about stripping a figure's paint job before repainting? Do a lot of you just primer over the factory paint or just paint over as is? So for like a Mythic Legions figure, I don't even prime it. I definitely don't strip anything off of the factory paint. Now, if it was something that, let's say I had painted, but I wasn't happy with the paint job, and so I wanted to take that paint off, yeah, I would strip it. And typically what I use is they got this stuff called Totally Awesome spray, or they usually sell it like Dollar General and stuff. And you can just soak your parts in there for a while and then use some hot water and scrub and get that off. I know a lot of people use like rubbing alcohol, depending on how long the part has been dry. That may or may not work for you. But like the factory ones, typically I don't do anything on that. I've heard some people kind of just give them a good scrub just to make sure that there's not like oily residue and stuff like that on there. But Legions are pretty good to paint right out of the bat. So 3D printed parts I always prime, but Legions parts I don't usually mess with too much. So unless I'm completely changing the color, like if I'm just painting some details on it, and I'm leaving it mostly the same color, I won't mess with it. But let's say I was taking a Sentry, for instance, and I was painting him blue, I would take it all apart. I would prime it black, and then I would do whatever paint job I was going to do on it. So, Let's see, scrolling, see if there's anything else. Nathan says usually primer over factory paints. That works. Chris says this channel is a great idea. We will see. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I know Jeremy used to do a lot of this before he got, became a book writer and a director for sales, a director for marketing, and a director for promoting things, and a director for comic books, and director for bios, and all that. So it seemed to be pretty popular back then. Hopefully it's something that's needed in the community and that people are interested in, and hopefully whatever it is that you guys are actually looking for, I can help give to you. So I don't even know what flocking means. I'm a noob. So that's like when you have kind of like the furry stuff on the outside of a figure. Used to do a lot of that stuff back in the 80s. If you think about like Panther from Masters of the Universe line, or even like Moss Man and stuff. So I listen, whatever I'm doing here is not going to stop from whatever I was doing in the other places. This is just something to help. I've heard from some folks that are coming into the community that they don't know where to find answers when it comes to customizing, and I'm just trying to help where I can there. So Gina says, I said to a coworker, my philosophy on customizing is let's try this and see what happens. Absolutely. That's the way to go for sure. Did manager Billy sell you that totally awesome spray? No, he did not. I got it from Dollar General. So do you do any 3D printing? I do not. Most of the 3D prints that I get are from Len from Wolf King Customs. I get some from a few other places, but that's where most of them come from. He says Uncle Boss says you just got a 3D printer. The one thing I will say for anybody out there, I know these things are getting cheaper and cheaper, and it is, people are jumping in because it's, I guess, the price is right. What I would say is make sure you do your research, because that resin, if you're doing a resin printer, not a filament printer, doing a resin printer, there's a lot of dangers that come with that too. So you need to make sure you're taking proper precautions, whether it's the appropriate gear, ventilation, all that kind of stuff. And then also make sure that you're working with sculpts that are going to not collect trapped resin that's uncured, because what'll happen is you'll every now and then you'll see one on the Cabal where somebody will show a head that they had that's been sitting on their shelf for a while, and all of a sudden it just kind of explodes and like resin pours out of it and stuff, and that stuff is just super dangerous. So if you're going to get into 3D printing, I would advise just make sure you do your research and take the proper precautions. But there's a lot of folks out there that are already doing that. If that's not something that you're interested in. So, let's see. Dedicated customizing channel would be great to have. Can't wait to see how this goes for you. And most excellent first lineup of videos. Thanks. Appreciate that. Miguel says, thanks for response. I used to build car model kits, so going through paint prep and all that stuff was a big thing. Knowing I don't need to do that much helps me. Okay, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're doing, but yeah, if you're just painting some trim, or you're some accent pieces and stuff like that, yeah, it's pretty easy. So this will be pretty cool. I know lots of us watch mini painters anyways. It'd be cool to have a Legion specific channel. Yeah, that was kind of the thing that I was like, a lot of the research that I've done, a lot of the things that I have saved as far as techniques and stuff came from miniature painters. But I thought, there are some differences when it comes to this stuff versus that. And so I'm hoping that I can put a different spin on it and just make it a little bit more user-friendly for our community. So, all right, with that, let's go ahead and get this next giveaway going. We have got Nate the Great. This is for the Noble Barch set. We got 72 people watching. We got 53 entered, and we are going to pull this. Here we go. Let's see who it lands on. Remember, you can win multiple times, so no fear. And it's Nathan, King Castle Sieger. So awesome. Beautiful. Let me go ahead and queue up the next one. And the next one that we have is the new Fisher Rice figure, which I truly believe is the best cosmic ever. So yeah, that's, I mean, I don't say that lightly, but here we go. Hashtag best cosmic ever. I really like the Sentry, and I didn't think that anything would beat the Sentry for me for best cosmic. But this Fisher Rice is fantastic, man. Let me go back to here. So, I mean, just, you know, the overall look is super awesome. And then the extra details that they put into like the weapons and stuff this time are so cool. And then you get so many extra parts that like you can mix it with another figure. And like this was just a Sentry that I mixed with the extra parts from the Fisher Rice. And now you've got two awesome figures for one figure purchase. There's just so much stuff in here. There's, you know, three necks, four heads, two sets of arms, two sets of legs, two chest pieces. Like, and look at the detail on those weapons. Like it's fantastic. So yeah, this thing is an amazing figure. I know a lot of retailers were either out of stock or running out of stock on it. So if you have not gotten yours yet, you know, I would act fast, or hopefully you can win one here because we're giving one away. So get in that hashtag best cosmic ever. Let's see. Any other questions or comments in the chat about the channel? Seeing a lot of the hashtags for the giveaway. Looks like he could be a killer Mr. Freeze. I could see that for sure. Yep. G says truly is the best cosmic ever for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the details that they put into that are spectacular. So, you know, as we move forward, like I said, throughout these videos, I'm going to talk a lot about like Legion builders, where you could get started. I'm going to try to do some stuff that's more for people that are just getting into it. I'm going to do some stuff that are for people that maybe are a little bit more advanced. I'm going to try to get a good mix. If there's anything in particular that you've been looking for or you need help with that you haven't seen, let me know. I'll see what I can accommodate. But like I said, I'm just going to try to just pump out content and have this be like a one-stop shop, you know, so that if people need information, they can just come here. You know, I already told you guys I have LeBron lined up this week to talk about his like gargoyles and the stone type figures that he does. I've also got Maynard lined up to talk about his rust technique. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I've got Joe Martinez. We're going to talk about his Cyclone custom that he did, his tribute. He's now done a couple of those and they're just amazing. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of good conversations with people. And you know, talk a lot about tools and techniques and all that kind of goodness. So Darla video talking about soft goods would be amazing. Listen, that's a tough ask. That's a tough ask. She does not like being on screen. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's probably not likely. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Just a bunch of people putting in for the thing. Jeffrey Evans buying up most of the stock of Fisher Rice. That doesn't surprise me. Old Cosmic Jeff out there trying to corner the market on old Fisher. So let's see. Endless Fable says you've answered 2 or 3 questions in this video I had sort of new to customizing. Well, that's what this is going to be for. So, and you know, even though I'm not going to be doing a lot of lives, feel free to use, you know, the comments in the videos to let me know or reach out to me directly. My Instagram is the same as on YouTube here. It's just art_by_Akerman. So you can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up on Facebook. It's just Curtis Ackerman. And if you have questions, I'll try to answer them. Or like I said, throw in those comments. It's going to take a little bit for me to get used to checking all the comments and stuff on YouTube. I know that's something that Kent over at Kent Pool Collects. He's amazing. Like if you watch a video and you leave 7 comments, you're going to get 7 replies. Like that dude is like on top of it. So it's going to take me a little bit to get disciplined enough to make sure that I'm answering all the comments in a timely manner, but I'm going to try my best. So, we could get Darlin a witness protection voice changer to talk about capes. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to rule it out, but probably not likely. So, and it's not about keeping anything secret. Like I know Darla has talked to Big Dub's sister and some other folks about soft goods. She doesn't like the whole being on camera and stuff. Like that's just not her thing. So she's done it a couple times and it's been like pulling teeth. So let's see. Cynthia says, when Ish got me into mythics, he failed to mention I would need to know how to paint, make dioramas, do photography on top of collecting. I was tricked. Here's the thing. There's a lot of talented folks in our community. And the way I look at it is it's all just a way to play with your toys. Like some people just enjoy pulling them out of a box, posing them, putting them on the shelf, and that's their form of play. Some people really like doing the pop and swaps. Some folks do like doing the painting and some like doing the photography. And even within the photography, you got some people that do like the indoor stuff with the LCD backgrounds and stuff. You got some people that just love doing the nature stuff. So it's all about how you play with your toys. And I don't think there's a wrong way to play with your toys unless you're an inbox collector, and that's just wrong. And you should be ashamed of yourself. I don't know what happened to you in your childhood that made you become an inbox collector, but that's just not right. So, but anything else, any other way that you play with your toys is fine. Joe says, would you consider having this stream run for many hours with an empty chair when you're done? No, that'll be reserved just for Off-World. So, all right, let's get this giveaway up here. We have got Best Cosmic Ever. This is for the Fisher Rice. We have got 72 people in the chat. We have got 58 entries. We're going to go ahead and pull this. Let's see if we can get to 60. And while we do that, I'm going to check the subscriber count and see if we passed that Brother Mandibulus 200 range. I'm showing 202 subscribers right now. So we did pass the Brother Mandibulus range. So let's see. Yep. So we will get a Brother Man tonight. Now, let's see. What was the next one on the screen? Let's see. Let's pull this back up. After Brother Mandibulus is a Deluxe Barbarian 2 with the Bear Part set, followed by a So Flat paint set. So if we can get to 225 and or 250, that's what we got in store. And then remember, there's a whole second page of prizes. So once again, if you got any friends, family, anybody that you know that's into customizing or could be into customizing, have them subscribe. Let's get those extra prizes out. So, all right, Best Cosmic Ever. Here we go. We're at 60, folks. We are going to spin this, and let's see who it lands on. It. Uncle Bob. Nice. He's as if he doesn't have enough Fisher Rice just sitting there on his shelf right now, but he's got another one coming to him. So very cool. Very cool. All right. Let me take that one down and let's get the next one keyed up and big in myself. Next one is the Samir Scroll Warder. So we're going to do the we're going to do the hashtag Gandalf for old Samir there. And there we go. So we got that one ready. So put in that hashtag Gandalf for a chance at Samir. Believe this is Dooch saying that he can unsubscribe if we want to keep the brother Mandibulus. People start unsubscribing now. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Oh, Dylan says he bought the last 2 when he was there, so this is a good way for Uncle Bob to restock. Is through this. So the store is 100% out of these. Well, it's not now. Now you got 1 extra. So Dave says, I'm here to learn. No expecting to win. Dabbling in 3D print props, but I'm interested in modding, painting figures, even though I suck at it. It's all about the fun. Yeah, we're going to be talking probably next week. I'm going to be doing one with some sculpting. I've got a project that I'm working on right now that's going to require some epoxy sculpt. In that video that I've got with the cutting of parts, I talk a little bit about liquid green stuff, which is an option for some kind of small sculpting things like covering seams and things like that. But I'll be doing some actual sculpting coming up probably next week. So just FYI, stay tuned for that. Let's see. Keep scrolling. Jeff says, congrats. Last one, Uncle Bob. You won this over me today. Super stoked you won. Yeah, Jeff wants all the Fisher rice. So Max says almost 1 a.m. here. Can't wait to see the videos. Good luck to everyone for the giveaways. Well, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, look forward to seeing you in the comments of the videos. So yep, Dorklair says we're at 2 of 2. So yes, we are definitely in brother Mandibulus range. So all righty, let's see. Next one we've got the Gandalf up there. We are at 52 folks. We have got 53 folks. We got 71 in the chat. So remember, hit that hashtag Gandalf. There is no limit on prizes tonight. So, you know, you can keep winning. And if you get people to subscribe, we can keep giving away prizes. It is up to you, folks. So, maybe 225 is a, what did we say it was? It is Deluxe Barbarian 2 with a bare part set, and then 250 is So Flat paints. So those are our next 2 that we've got up, and then we've got a whole nother page. So if there's certain things that you'd like to see from the channel, or things that you've heard so far that you're interested in, that you think you would like to hear more about, let me know if there's anything I can assist with on this live stream. Otherwise, it's just going to be a lot of prizes from here on out. I've shown you kind of what's coming up this week. That's really all I got other than prizes tonight. So I always spell that cosmic a different way. Okay. All right. Purple Gengig says they would like to hear more about Darla. Well, that Darla, she's a peach. I tell you what, she's awesome. Before the show, she did my hair, put my hair back for me. Brought me a water. Got a water here. So, and now she's sitting over there watching the video right now with everybody else. I don't know if she's putting in for prizes. Are you putting in for prizes over there? Oh, she said no. She's not putting in for prizes. She can. I said there's no limit. But yes, this isn't a braid. So I am not planning on chopping mine off. Even though I did hear Bill not only chopped his hair off, but he said it was about time, and he's liking it. So I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to convince himself or if he's trying to convince others. I don't know. But I have no plans of cutting mine off right now. So color guide theory video might be helpful. Can do. Absolutely. That is something that, I initially knew nothing about, and I can definitely talk a little bit about. So that should be fun. Let's see what else. Maybe why purple is the best color choice. Interesting. Okay. For sure. Darla's a saint. I don't know that she's been sainted yet, but definitely I could see it happening. So like to get help with fixing a broken leg on Thrace. Can it be saved by miracle worker Curtis? So here's what I would say. Thrace had some problems. There were some QC issues. Now, would like to just say that the QC issues that they had with Thrace was still well under the normal acceptable loss rate for like the industry as a whole, but there was definitely some issues with Thrace. So if you had one and you got it out of the box and the leg broke, what I would do first is contact the Horseman customer service, and they will most likely take care of you. But if you don't want to do that and you want to take care of it yourself, yes, there are a few different fix ideas. A lot of what I've seen involves like putting a screw in there and, being able to kind of pop it into the other part, but it takes some fabrication. It's not the easiest fix in the world. You may lose some of the mobility and stuff. So first thing I would do is contact the Horseman. If I'm being honest. What would the name be for the Reichs? Don't know. I don't know. Kevin's just saying hi to Darla. Darla saying hi to Dave and hi to PGG. Yeah, people just Dave must have said hi to Darla. Just, people just greeting each other. So, I am not sending my hair to anybody. You guys are crazy. Let's see. I still use Alpha Parf, and honestly, it feels even more important with short hair. Okay. All right. We have got a $5 super chat that's not a super chat because we don't have super chats here because we're not at 500 people yet. But this super chat says to say Guaisagüe Echevarria. I didn't roll my R's, but you didn't say to roll my R's. So, Purple Gang Gang is not talking to Bill. So, let's see. iBroker. I love that he didn't throw me under the bus for that. We knew that you'd broker. We've been following the story. So, all right, let's get this Samir up here. Let's get this Gandalf pulled. We got 57 people in here. Well, we got 68 people in here total. We got 57 in the giveaway. Give you guys about 3 or 4 more seconds. And then this Samir is going to somebody who's getting it. I know this was in Schmerber. They had a show today, Double Jointed. He put this in his top 10 figures for the year from the Horseman. So there you go. If you're a Schmerber person, there you go. Let's see who gets it. We are now at 58, and we are spinning this thing. 59. Here we go. Who is getting the Samir? Ricardo. Very nice. All right. Shoot me your information and we will get you hooked up there. All right. Let's see. What do we got next? Next, we have the paintbrush set, which I will show real quick. So this is the paintbrush set. This is Golden Maple paintbrushes, and I've got a video coming out later this week that I will break down why I like this set so much. And I will actually use several of these brushes on a single head and just kind of show you what things that you can do with this set. In my opinion, if you were to get this set, it is the only set of paintbrushes that you will ever need. Now, once they wear out, you may need to buy a replacement set, but you will not need other brushes than what comes in this for any project, in my opinion. So there's that. We have, that is from Golden, and therefore the hashtag for this, Golden Pony Boy. So get that hashtag Golden Pony Boy in there, and you will be entered for that paint set. And let me put that in the giveaway tool. All right. Let me share my screen just to get that ready. All right. That is in there. We are gathering names. We're up to 15 and rolling. I'll go through kind of the week's TV guide again real quick, just so you know what's coming this week. So once again, tomorrow, we have got a tour of my customizing studio. This is without the commentary, live commentary from last week. Next we have a wet palette. We're going to talk about how you use a wet palette, how I use a wet palette, I should say. Give you some tips on that. It is the exact same video that if you've seen it on the Wolf King Customs channel. It's the exact same video, just brought over to this channel, so it's in one place. So I don't have to send some people to this place and some people to that place. It's the same video. On Tuesday, we will have a interview with LeBron, where we talk about how he does his gargoyle style customs. So hopefully give you guys some tips on that, so that if you want to make your own gargoyle style customs or statues and whatnot, you will have that information. Wednesday, we've got how to take apart Legion's figures and kind of prep it for painting. Then on Thursday, we'll talk about those brushes that we're giving away right now, and why they're the only brushes that you will ever need. Then Friday, we're going to talk about cutting up Mythic and Cosmic Legions, talking about cutting up armor, cutting up weapons, modifying things to just make them look slightly different. And then on Saturday, we will have a video on some snow and ice effects. Got 3 different types there that we're going to try out. We're going to try a couple different techniques for applying them, and we'll see what it looks like, see what we think, and I'll tell you whether I recommend any of them. So let's see. Okay, check the comments again. Man speaks the truth. They are great brushes. I like them a lot. You can get a Game Boy. I don't know that it's going to help you with customizing, but I've heard good things about those new ones that have like 5,000 games on it and stuff. Let's see what else we got. A video about deciding parts for attributes might be cool. Maybe bring a meal on. I had a talk with Emil today. We are definitely going to have a discussion similar to what I'm having with LeBron, the how they do that. It is going to be about one of his more recent customs. But yeah, while we're on, we'll definitely pick his brain about kind of deciding parts and stuff. I will say, if you watch the video that I got coming up, the one on Friday on cutting parts for Legions, I do give you a little tip in that one that I got directly from Emil himself that has helped me out with tributes, and hopefully will help you as well. So Mike V, I need tips for keeping that stupid wax paper from curling. So it's in that video, but basically it's going to curl. You got to let it curl first, and then you got to straighten it out, and then let it kind of soak up. And then it'll eventually kind of stay down on its own. I usually use a X-Acto knife and kind of roll it out and just keep rolling it till it stays. One thing, this is a little on the spot tip for you. This is something that I picked up on Oz's Clubhouse a couple weeks ago from another talented customizer over there, Alan. I did not know this, but apparently super glue will not stick to parchment paper. So if you're ever using super glue and you're like putting 2 parts together or something, and you're trying to hold it, and sometimes the glue gets stuck to your finger, and then you're peeling it off, and then you left like a fingerprint on it, or maybe it pulls apart. It's just a whole mess. Whatever you're super gluing, wrap it in some parchment paper and then hold it together. When you're done, it's going to come right off. You're not going to have any problems. I've been using that for the last 2 weeks, and man, it's a freaking miracle. I've never been so excited to super glue things as I am right now, because I know I'm not going to get stuck to it. So, little on the spot tip for you. Dave says, cool. I'll be able to learn how to use a wet palette. I want at LegionsCon. There you go. That should help out. Mike says, Dave, wet palettes are a lifesaver. So here's what I'll say. And this is something that's going to come out throughout the channel. I'm going to tell you the things that I like, the things that I do, but that's by no means the only way to do it. So, I love using a wet palette. I love mixing paints, but there's some people that don't. There's some people that just use a regular like plastic palette. And so therefore they like having thinner paints. So a lot of the paints that you're going to see me use are thicker, more concentrated paints, whereas some other people may use more watery paints. Like I don't like using a lot of Vallejo or anything that is more watery because I'm going to use a wet palette, and on my wet palette, it's going to get even more watery, and then it's going to be practically unusable. It's going to be like a wash. If I were just using a basic plastic palette, then I would probably like Vallejo, but as it stands, I don't use a lot of it. So, just something to keep in mind that as you watch through my videos and stuff, I'm going to tell you what things that work for me, but that may not necessarily be what works for you. So it's not going to be, I'm not the end all be all of knowledge by any means whatsoever. So, video breakdown about you, Wolf King Customs, Godfire Templar. Love to know the process. Figure looks awesome. So I've got a few Godfire Templars, but a lot of them are very much just painting in the details. So I will tell you, and I'll definitely do a video on it. I know I've got one already over there on the Wolf King channel, but I'll kind of maybe do an updated one. But a lot of those, it's just painting in the details that is already sculpted there. So like if you look at the old school armor, there's a lot of sculpted details that on Legion builders aren't painted. Even on some regular figures, they may paint part of the details, but not other parts of the details. And so it's like coloring inside the lines when you're a kid, like you get the coloring book and the thing's already drawn for you. It's already there. And all you got to do is color the certain sections and stay inside the lines and you're good. Legions, a lot of times painting, it's the same thing. Like you just look at it and you go, okay, I'm going to paint these details that color and these details that color. And all I've got to do is stay inside the lines. And if you stay inside the lines, you're good. So it's just like coloring, And speaking of coloring, check out Dang Studios and their coloring books. They got the Cosmic and Mythic still. Hit up Dusty Standiford if you want a coloring book, because those things are awesome. Nathan says, I have a little syringe. I fill with clean water to keep the wet palette moist, keeps the paper flat. I don't have a problem with it rolling up afterwards, but I always make sure that I've got enough water in there. But when you first put it in there, it definitely rolls up and you got to kind of flatten it down. So wet palette has been one of the best tools I've bought for customs, more so than other tools. You're missing out if you haven't at least tried one. Here's what I would say to that. Like I said, if you're somebody that uses a paint directly out of the jar and you're just applying it to the figure, let's say that you're trying to paint something purple, right? I don't know who would paint something purple. Well, let's just say you're trying to paint something purple and you go to the store and you find the exact color purple that you want, and that's all you're going to paint. Then maybe you don't need a wet palette because you're just going to be able to apply the paint to a regular palette and put it on the figure. But if the color that you need to mix some things. So like you need to add some black, or you need to add a little bit of blue, or you need to add a little red, and you're going to mix a certain color. Having a wet palette is priceless because it's going to keep that paint longer to where you don't have to try to mix that exact same ratio again. Because if you end up that, if you're putting in a regular palette and it dries out on you and now you have to mix it again, you may not get that exact same ratio and you're going to have some differences in your color and it's going to look terrible. So in those instances where you're going to mix colors, which I would say 9 times out of 10, when I'm working on something, I'm mixing colors. A wet palette in those instances is very valuable for sure. Let's see. I keep my palette wet with Buffalo Trace Bourbon. I think that's a different palette. So, Let's see. All right, let's get this paintbrush set up here. Remember, folks, you can win more than once, so don't hesitate. Maybe you're, let's say you're waiting on that brother Mandibulus. You don't need to. You're still going to be able to put in for that too. But hit this hashtag golden pony boy for the golden paintbrush set. That is the only paintbrush set you'll ever need. We'll talk more about that later this week. You'll get to see me use that set. So pull up this comment from Mike V. Says, when I paint skin tones, what I love to use my wet palette for. So it's like you said, you can overmix I can overmix and not try to have to match it again. Perfect example of when to use a wet palette for. Yes, if you're doing like Caucasian skin tones is the one of the toughest ones. So if you're doing like an alien or something, or you're doing let's say you're doing a critter, you can be a little bit off on the colors and it's not going to be as noticeable. But we look at people every day, and with darker tones, it's not as difficult because you can, let's say you go a little bit too dark in an area or something, it's going to look like shadow. But on Caucasian tones, there's a lots of like reds and peaches and all this kind of other colors in there. Sometimes you need to add blue, which sounds freaking weird. Like, why would I add blue to skin tone? But sometimes that's what you need to get it right. There's just a lot of different colors in there, and it's hard to get it right. And we look at people every day. And so when it's off, you notice it's way off. So yeah, for those kind of things, I've never found a company that I've gotten a skin tone right out of a jar and been like, that's it. That's perfect. I can just put that right on the figure. I've always had to, add some reds, add some yellows, add some brown, whatever to get it to where I need it to. And in those instances, yeah, the wet palette is definitely the way to go. So, all right. Let's see. Let me pull up this one too. Wrap has a new system for their box dispenser that stays flat. It's on Amazon. Ooh, that's interesting. I always use the Reynolds. They've got the ones that have like the grid on it too. So when you're cutting the sheets, you can cut them to the exact size that you need and like not have to get out a ruler and stuff. It's really nice. So, all right, let's pull this one. We got 56 people in here. This is for the paintbrush set, and we have who is going to win. Joseph H. Awesome. Joseph H. You have won. So reach out to me and we will get you all set on that one. All right. What do we have next? What was after the paintbrush set? We have got the Engineer next, the Cosmic Engineer. Let's hear from Jeff what he thinks about the Engineer. It is a Cosmic Legion, so I'm guessing he's going to say that it's fantastic. And since it's an Engineer, we are going to go with a certain hashtag. We're going to go with Beam Me Up Scotty. So Beam Me Up Scotty for the Engineer to win that Cosmic Engineer. Another amazing Legion Builder figure. It's got a lot of great details sculpted in there that are not painted. And therefore, it gives you a lot of opportunity to paint those details yourself and all of a sudden make it pop. So here is that figure. And I think I had, do I still have one over here? No, I may have moved her to the other room. So, but yeah, you can get, wait, no, is she back there? No, she's not. But you can get some great details on there, painted. Some of these things, when you paint it for the first time, if you've never painted one of these figures, you go to do it and then you're like, wow, I didn't even see that there. Maybe you've played with this figure 20 times before or 100 times or whatever. And there's certain details that you just don't see until you put a paintbrush to it. And you're like, holy cow, how did I miss that? Like, I didn't even notice it. So yeah, super cool. So hashtag beam me up, Scotty, for your chance at the engineer. Scrolling. Any other comments on here? Ken says, keep smashing that like button so we can hit 100. That'd be awesome. Get 100 likes on the first video. So, once again, just let me know, guys, if there's certain things that you're looking for to get out of this channel, things that you'd like me to bring you as far as segments go. If there's certain artists that you would like me to talk to and how they do that segment, don't throw that here in the chat there, because we don't want people to feel like, oh, well, my name didn't get mentioned or whatever. But shoot me a message and let me know what customizers in the industry you would like to hear from. If there's a certain style that they do, if there's a certain custom that they do that you're like, I don't know how they did that, and I would love to be able to do that. Hit me up, message me directly, and we'll try to get some of those folks on here. So Steph says Cosmic Engineer is one of her absolute favorite figures. It is a good one for sure. Leave comments after the stream. YouTube, Kent Poole Curtis likes comment. That's true. Kent tells me all the time, YouTube loves comments, and he loves comments. So for sure. If Legion's game ever gets released, who's going to start the Mythic Gaming channel? I don't know. Somebody, hopefully. I think that would be an opportunity for some good discussions and stuff. So, Legends Collector 1321 says, been meeting to get a couple more engineers. It's a nice one, man. It's a nice, that's one thing I hope we get in 2025 is some more female Legion builders, whether it's Cosmic, Mythic, whatever. We had the deluxe wave, the deluxe reinforcement, or the deluxe Legion builder wave. We had reinforcements 1, we had reinforcements 2, and in none of that have we gotten a female. We've had dwarves, we've had goblins, we've had 2.0s, we've had 1.0s, we've had bearskin barbarians, we've had, gladiators, we've had all this kind of stuff. We've not gotten a female Legion builder in a while. That engineer, I think, is the last one that we've gotten. So yeah, a nice, $25 Legion builder female would be pretty awesome. Because as Tanya says, 2025 is the year of the female. So, yep. Female 2.0 Valiant Knight would be amazing. I 100% agree. A Valiant Knight female would be spectacular with the new articulation and stuff. Yeah, heck yeah. Nieve style Legion builder badly need. If they put out a 1.0 like female barbarian Legion builder, like think about the original barbarian Legion builder where it had all those extra parts and everything, right? And you could create all these different things. And for the longest time, people said, if you were going to give one person, you're going to give somebody a one figure to start them in the line, it was that deluxe Legion builder figure, the barbarian. Imagine having that for a female, like a female knight builder set that just had all this extra stuff and everything, right? Like super cool. That'd be awesome. Or a female barbarian that was a 1.0 that was just had all this extra stuff. Super cool. Female Templar, dude. Yes, you are speaking my language, Chris. We've only got one female Templar. That's Delphina. We've got, like, for the Templars, we got Relic Guards, we got Dark Templars, we got the regular Templars, we got the ones with the gold trim. We got these other Templars coming out with soft goods and stuff. We need some more female Templars. I'm fully with that. A female Templar Legion builder, heck yeah, that would be badass. So, Steph says, I think we're going to be surprised at what drops in 25. I mean, that's par for the course. Like, man, they never cease to amaze. So, all right, let's see what we got here. We got Beam Me Up, Scotty. This is for the engineer. We got 73 people watching. We got 52 people entered into this. I'm going to take a second to go look at the subscribe account, see if we're getting close to that 225 mark. Last I checked, we had just cracked the 200. Remember, more people, more prizes. So let's see Let's see how many people we can get up to. And we have right now, we're at 204. Looks like it's kind of slowed down, folks. I don't know that we're going to get to the 225 or 250 unless you got some friends out there. If you got some friends, hit them up, have them let us know. Jeremy didn't seem big enthusiastic answer for female builder. Hope that was a swerve. Want more females in the line and every faction. Goblins too. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It could be a swerve, or it could be just that's his personal preference. But Jeremy, although he definitely is a big influence on what the studio does, he isn't the end all be all. There's definitely some figures in the line that he likes more than others, and that's cool. We all have that. But I think a female builder would be amazing. I think a female armory experience would be fantastic. That would be dope. So, all right. You know what we're going to do? Because Purple Gang's in the chat. I think Van's out there. A lot of times Van likes the intro played a second time. And, we have some people that joined us late. Maybe they didn't get to see the intro. And Jeremy DeWitt did an amazing job. So I'm gonna keep this going for a second. We got the Cosmic Legion engineer. Beam me up, Scotty is the hashtag. But we're gonna play that intro again for anybody that might have missed it. If you need an intro, you've got a show and you need an intro. Maybe yours is okay, but it's not amazing. Jeremy DeWitt, that guy will hook you up. Here we go. Here's the intro again.
Curtis A reached out to me, said make a theme song for my show. Said alright, just give me all the details, man. And my homie says he don't know. Well, if you're gonna pay me big bucks, cause I might should have something to say. He said, you know what I bring, I'm the customizing king, nothing else matters anyway. So is he gonna have guests? I don't know. Is he gonna go live? I don't know. What time will it be? What will you see? I'm pretty much in the dark, but I can guarantee
you'll be customizing action figures, getting paint all on his fingers.
It's Art by Akerman. It's Art by Akerman.
Tips and tricks and conversation, sharing his gift with every nation.
It's Art by Akerman. Art by Akerman. You best get ready, cause now it's time for Art by Akerman.
Not bad. I will say the outro, pretty decent too. You might want to stick around for the outro. We'll be done long before PGG goes live. We've actually only got one more prize until we're out of subs. Unless you guys are bringing in some friends. I don't know. Maybe you're calling your friends right now. Your friends are coming. And we're going to have another 20-something subscribers here. And we'll go past the brother Mandibulus and keep giving out prizes. But otherwise, we only got this one and one more prize until we run out of subs. But yeah, like I said, hang out for that outro, because I think the outro is pretty good too. So, all right, here we go. We got Beam Me Up Scotty for the Cosmic Engineer. Check the comments real quick before I pull that. More female builders would be great. Adds balance to the force. Yes. Female brute scale, female ogre. Yes. Female troll. Give me female troll. Heck yeah, that'd be awesome. Van said, had to take the dogs out and missed the second intro. Can you play it again? No, we can't play it a third time. I pushed it with 2. So I think we lost a couple people watching. What brush do you use for eyes? That's a good question. Trevor, we're going to go into detail on one of the future videos, but the set that we just gave away, the golden set from Amazon, which is we're gonna have a video on later this week, is really good. It's got a 3/0, it's got a 5/0, and it's got a 10/0. So typically I would probably use a 3/0 to paint the whites of the eye. I would use the 5/0 to paint kind of a black circle. And then within that black circle, I would use the 5/0 also to paint whatever color I was going to do. So like, let's say I was doing a blue eye. I would typically do a couple different blues in there. So I would do like a darker blue. And then on the bottom half of the eye, I would maybe do like a lighter blue. And then for the dot in the middle, the little black iris there, I would do the 10/0 is in that set as well for the dot. And then depending on the size of the eye, if I'm going to put a reflection in there, so you can use a little white paint to do a reflection. If I was going to do that, I would also use the 10/0 for that as well. But that's only if the eye is big enough for that to make a difference. Sometimes the eye is not big enough. And so you just gloss it real good and it'll catch the light anyways, and it'll make that reflection naturally on its own. So it just depends, but that's how I would do that. So, man, this guy just comes in here saying that the theme song sucked. What's up with this guy? Trying to have good first show and everything. This guy just comes out and it's Jeremy. No, Jeremy's awesome. If you guys need a theme song, I'm telling you, that's your man. Best theme songs around. And that's not even an opinion. That's a fact. Like, there's, out of all the shows in the community, the ones with the best songs came from Jeremy DeWitt. So that is just a fact. What is the hashtag for customs for shooting the shelf? I have no idea what this means. So you're gonna have to break that one down for me. Right now, the hashtag we have is hashtag beam me up, Scotty. This is for the Cosmic Engineer. We're at 62 people. We are going to spin this thing. Here we go. Oh, no, that was the wrong thing. Guys, come on. That was the wrong thing. Here, it's this one over here. There we go. All right. Who is going to win the Cosmic Legion's Engineer? Ostradamus Toys. I just sent him a package last week. I got to send him another package? This is getting ridiculous. It's crazy. Oz wins again. I mean, in fairness, he did bring a bunch of people to the chat as well as the subscribers, so I guess it's fair. But yeah, Oz getting another package coming. So, all right. Next one is the one that Oz really wants, which is the Brother Mandibulus. So, this one, I've seen some people give away Brother Mandibulus, and there's typically a hashtag that people use, which is hashtag broman. But I'm not like everybody else. I'm not a broman guy. Like, that doesn't, no. I got to feel the hashtag. And for me, I would say Brother Mandibulus is the coolest skeleton. So we're going to go hashtag coolest skelly. So it's a lot of skeletons out there, a lot of good ones, but Brother Mandibulus, he's the coolest. He is the coolest. That red and black, that face shield, like, come on, man. Like, that dude he's awesome. Brother man. Coolest skelly. Hashtags coolest skelly. So, let's see. Is there a good brush size that you could paint everything with one fell swoop? I've seen some people use a larger brush when painting eyes. Gives a nice Cookie Monster vibes. So check out the video that I'm going to have later this week on that golden brush set. It'll tell you how to use all the different brushes that are in there. And yes, there is a good brush that is kind of more your basic coverage brush that we will discuss in that video. So that is, I got to go back to my schedule here. So this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So tune in Thursday. It's going to drop 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern. This will be out there, and it'll talk about all the different brushes in that set and how to use them. So that is your answer to that. Let's see. Got a bunch of people putting in for the giveaway. Coolest skeleton. I'm glad all these people agree that Brother Mandibulus is coolest skeleton. Thought some people are going to be like, oh, it's the mirror, it's the Legion builder, it's the graveyard skeletons. No. Brother Mandibulus. That's the best one. So we have a video on how to watch toy hunt videos, asking for a friend. Yes. I'm actually going to do that right now. Here is my video on how to watch toy hunt videos. First off, go to Kent Pool Collects, because that is the greatest channel for toy hunt videos. And what you do is you watch the video, and as the video is going on, you make comments. YouTube loves comments. Kent loves comments. And what you don't want to do is wait till the end of the video and then comment. A couple of reasons for that. One, you're only going to get one comment out of that. And like I said, YouTube loves comments. They don't love short or long comments. They just love comments. So the more comments, the better. The other thing is that let's say you get distracted. Let's say all of a sudden you're watching the video and there's a fire in your house, or there's a dog barking at a mailman or something, and you get distracted and you forget to make the comment. So here's what you do. As you're watching the toy hunt video, you make comments as you go. You see something, somebody runs over Kent, or they almost run over Kent. You make a comment. The music's too loud in the store. You make a comment. The AT&T guy is badgering him to switch services. You make a comment. He blows by this brand new Shazam that you're like super excited for, and he doesn't even look at it. You make a comment. So that's how you do it. So it'll be appreciated for sure. Maybe a short video on brush care for beginners. I was actually thinking that that is one that I was going to do. I'm going to try to do some short videos too, some little like 5 and 10 minute ones. Problem is that I don't know if you've been around or seen me anywhere before, but I tend to talk a lot. So the challenge, I will say, Monday, I'm recording for Tuesday, the episode with me and LeBron. And I told him it's supposed to be like 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes max, but both of us really talk. So if I can keep that video to less than 30 minutes with both of us talking, it'll be a freaking miracle. It'll be a sign of things to come, I think. So we'll see. That's the challenge. God's fire is forever. I could see that for sure. Yeah. Curtis, will you also start a McFarlane channel? No, but I do love me some McFarlane. McFarlane's cool stuff. It's whatever. Sure. Coolest Skelly. Toy hunt videos are a scam. Nobody's Target and Ross's are that stocked. In North Carolina, they are, apparently. That's where you got to go. If you live in North Carolina, man, those stores have stuff. So here, no, I've tried to do a couple toy hunt videos. It just doesn't work. So Curtis comments, got extra McFarlane time on my channel. That is true. He actually didn't just look at the front, like he was sorting through and going through and seeing which ones were there. Some good stuff. And he took time to stop and look at the Superpower Superman that's out right now, which I think is a must buy figure. I mean, it's $9.99 for that figure. You can't pass that up. And that's not even discounted. That's just the normal price. It's so good. There's no way you're containing late night to 30 minutes. We'll see. Between me and late night, if I can get that episode done in 30 minutes or less, I'm going to consider it a success. So we'll see. McFarlane's become a dirty word with me this past year. Okay. Well, but that's different. We're talking McFarlane with an E at the end, and you're talking with a D at the end. So I think that's a totally different person. I don't know if they even make toys. So let us know who this McFarlane is that you're talking about. It's probably somebody different though, because Todd Father makes some excellent toys. I love those. So, I tell you what, while I got you guys here, let me run through some other things, some ideas that I had for the channel that we haven't already kind of discussed on things coming up. Let's see. Cleaning your brushes. Chris just mentioned that not too long ago. Doing some like contrast paints, just trying some different bases with a contrast paint on it, see what it looks like. Because contrast paint has a little bit of a translucentness to it, so what's underneath of it shows. So depending on what you have under a contrast paint can vastly change what it looks like when you add the contrast paint. So I thought maybe trying just some different bases with different contrasts and see what comes out. Color shift paints. I know I've used some of the Vallejo ones, and I think like 90% of them just come out green. But there's a couple that are good in there. But if you have an idea of some color shift paints that you think would be good, I'll try those out. Different techniques. I talk in the brush one this week, talk a little bit about dry brushing and detail painting and things like that. Sculpting, we already kind of talked about. A short one on liquid green stuff. I love liquid green stuff. Not a lot of people use it, but man, it's so good. I love it. Painting eyes. Already had a few people mention that. Let's see. Okay, here's a couple interesting ones. One is like a dollar store transformation. So go to the dollar store, buy a figure for $1 or whatever. I think some of them are like $1.25 now, even though it's still called a dollar store. I don't know. But buy a figure and repaint it and see how much cooler you can make it look than what it came out of the package. So that's kind of an idea I had. Or like a used figure restoration one. So go to a toy show, flea market, whatever. You know, a lot of times they have like the figures that are under the table that are like the real cheap ones, like a box that's, you know, everything in here is $2 or something, and grab something out of there and bring it home and try to bring it back to its former glory. So those are a couple different ideas that I had to maybe try out. So we'll see. You know, a lot of this is, you know, just like my painting techniques where I just, you know, try stuff and see what works. This is going to be the same way. I'm going to throw some shit out there. Some of it you guys are going to really like, and I'll keep doing it. And some of them you guys aren't even going to watch. And so I'll go, okay, well, I guess they're not interested in that. So we'll see. Steph says people can hire her to make Ross and Ollie's runs. She has 3 of them within 10 to 15 minutes of her home. So there you go. Turbo Dork. I do have quite a bit of Turbo Dork paints, including some of their color shift ones, and I'm planning on doing some tests on those, especially with the airbrush, because color shift paints work really well with an airbrush. So Gina says she loves color shift paints by Folk Art, so that's interesting. I'll have to check that out. I'm not sure about. Yeah, I'd have to check that out, because a lot of times when I get Folk Art stuff, it's like really thick, and I also know that color shifts work a lot better through an airbrush, which means you have to have it really thin. So I'm not sure kind of how that would work, but I'm absolutely for trying it. So how you prime your parts has a lot to do with how color shift paints come out. Yeah, for sure. There, and a lot of them, well, I noticed like on the Turbo Dorks, they'll actually have like a color that they prefer underneath. So like the Vallejo ones, I think almost all of them said like a glossy black is best. But for the Turbo Dork, some of them will say start with a yellow or start with a purple or start with a whatever. So it's kind of interesting. I believe it should be called $1.25 storing up. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they rename it. What about cleaning up 3D prints with the little bumpy bits on it? Absolutely. That is something that I was planning on doing when I talk about the liquid green stuff, because that stuff is perfect for that. So if you ever have like 3D prints, sometimes it's just got the extra like supports and stuff that you have to cut off, maybe sand down a little bit. I've got a technique for that with some sanding sticks that I'll talk about. But sometimes it's got like the indentions where it's like, it's not something sticking up from the sculpt, it's something that's going into the sculpt, and it's like there's like an imperfection there. That's where that liquid green stuff can really come in handy. Any kind of little blemishes and stuff, you just take that stuff and you can kind of, you know, like basically just use an old paintbrush and you just like brush it in there, you know, flatten it out, let it dry. It's as good as new. So love that stuff. I'm going to do some examples of that for sure. Joe is correct. Dork bottles tell you which undercoat to go with. I said that too, so it's not just Joe. I said it too. Just FYI. Looking for those sweet paint matching videos. I'll be honest, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of paint matching videos from me, because I don't do a lot of paint matching. Like I will create my own paints. I don't usually try to match one thing to another. Like I don't paint a head in order to match a body that's already there. I'm going to kind of create something all my own. Paint, I will do like skin tone paint matching. I'll do some of that. But like armor color paint matching, I'm not going to do a whole lot of, unless it's like something that I really want to keep the joints that color, the original color or something. We'll see. There might be some of that, but probably not a whole lot. Been doing a lot of painting on toys I find in the flea market. That's a great way to start. Now, I will say, if you pick up some toys at like a flea market or stuff like that, those I definitely would give at least a good scrub, good hot water, soapy scrub to get any kind of oils and stuff off of there. Would be a good start for any of those. So Dirk says gross. I don't know what he's saying gross about, but for sure. And I mean, this guy likes trash too. So if he's saying gross to something, it's gotta be pretty bad. How about a video on how to get custom parts to get custom parts to get started? Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about that. I mean, it's pretty easy. You go to anybody that sells custom parts, you find one that you like and you buy it. My favorite one to go through is Wolf King Customs. They've got a ton of stuff. They got some great artists. My friend Emil works and does some sculpting over there, does some amazing work. So, but there's a lot of places you can go to get some stuff. And there's a lot of people that are just buying their own 3D printers and kind of doing stuff now. I would just make sure that whoever you're buying from is somebody that you trust, because much like we talked earlier about them taking the proper safety precautions for themselves and their family and their pets and all that kind of stuff, they need to take the proper safety precautions for you, because you don't want something that's going to explode and have uncured resin pouring out. You don't want, if you get parts that are sticky or sweating, that's bad stuff, man. And you don't want to be dealing with that. So just make sure you're buying for somebody, professional. So, how do you use turtle wax? That I don't know that I can help you with. I've used turtle wax one time in my life, and it was, our dad told us to get in our swimsuits and grab our towels, and we thought he was taking us to the pool, and he took us outside and made us wash and wax the car. It was like the worst day of our lives as kids. Yeah, it was terrible. The Jeremy DeWitt figure bends, as we call them. Yeah. Throwing shit may lead to YouTube ban. Stay tuned to find out. We'll see. Do I get banned from YouTube for throwing shit at the wall? Trevor, folk art malachite is a match for the armory green. Bought it, haven't tried it yet. Okay. I know they use the I think is it deco art or folk art? It's one of them has one called festive green that matches a lot of the green in Xylona. So that's one that Joe Vasapola told us about for sure. So have you ever tried paint markers? Yes, I do not like them, but some people may. I don't like them at all. So those things can be gold. Yeah, you can definitely find gold in those bins. So video about how to avoid getting yelled at by your spouse for spending too much money on a hobby. Yeah. It's a good one. I don't know that I'm gonna have much advice on that. I have a very supportive wife that not only encourages me to be in this hobby, but helps out and makes capes and stuff as well. So I don't know that I'm going to be much support on that one. Lost many hours to my wife digging through those bins. Let's see. We are at, let me pull this giveaway up. We have got Coolest Skelly. We got 60 people in there for the draw. We got 85 people watching. Hey man, if you're in here watching, you may as well put in and get this cool skeleton. It's the coolest one available. Turbo Dork paints is what he was saying gross to. So I guess Dirk is not a fan of the Turbo Dirk. Didn't you start by muscle Motu characters? Yes, I did. Maybe that's a video that I could do. I'd love to show those things off. But yeah, that I originally those were the first ones that I was customizing. I started off painting with vintage Motu figures that I found at the flea market, and it made me sad that they were like old and beat up and the paint had worn off and they just looked so sad. And so I was refurbishing them. I was like, just bringing them back to their former glory. And then I got those Motu muscle figures that didn't have paint on them. And I was like, man, I'd like to see what these would look like painted, because the sculpts weren't bad on them. It was just, they had no paint. And so then I painted those and then got into Legions, and the rest is history, as they say. My family knows to just let me dig. Let him dig. Let the man dig. Let's see. Soft, slow circles. Ever consider painting Glyos figs? No, I've only got a couple Glyos figs. I have not thought about painting them. So negative video with avoid this type of thing. Allow us to learn from others' mistakes, maybe. Sure. Yeah, I could do some. There's definitely some stuff I've tried that I didn't like that I could talk about. I don't want to be one of those channels that's like, kind of a gotcha channel or like these guys suck because of this and these guys suck because of that. I don't want to be that kind of clickbaity thing. But if there's something that I can talk about that I don't like that I've learned not to do, yeah, absolutely, I could talk about. How to get promoted from assistant to the assistant to full assistant. That is a Len LaGuardia question. I'm not sure. Deco Art Extreme Sheen Emerald P Job. I think that's per Jovi. So that must be the one for the armory. Gotcha. Yep, match the armory. And he says per. So yep, there you go. Let's see. Stop the hobby or stop the marriage. Or just talk to your spouse and just be like, hey, this keeps me sane. So help me out here. Like, yeah, I get it. We need a budget. We need to do these kind of things. We need to be responsible as well. But help me out here because this hobby keeps me sane. So, if they care about you, they'll want you to be happy. So, brand new Mexican muscle Motu bucks for you. Rubber toy. I'll send you one to you if you want, Curtis. Interesting. Not heard of that. Mexican muscle Motu. That's cool. Patrick Boyle in the house. PB Customs. One half of PB and J, the great team that works a lot of the Wolf King shows. Patrick is one of the folks that I'd definitely like to get on my How'd They Do It segment to talk about his scaphoid things that he does. He does an amazing scaphoid match. So once again, I've got this segment here, How'd They Do That, where we're going to talk to customizers about a certain style or a certain custom that they're kind of known for. Patrick is definitely one that I would like to get in to talk about that. So hit me up, Patrick, if you're interested. That's just like a little 15-20 minute segment. We'll kind of talk about that, but that would be awesome. Make sure you NECA Hasbro and yeah, no, I'm not gonna just poop on people. So, to George Curtis, give away a brother Mandibulus. I am. It's true. Give her lots of foot massages if she's into that thing. Some people don't like their feet being touched. I don't know. So we'll see. Jeremy is excited. He says Mexican Motu, you say. So Patrick says he's in whenever. Sweet. Yeah, hit me up. What your schedule looks like when you'd like. It's not a live, it's a recording. So only take like 15-20 minutes. We'll pull up some pictures of some different ones that you've done and then just kind of talk through it. The idea with that is just to kind of give some people some insight. So if they want to do something similar, they can kind of learn from the masters, so to speak. So Dave says, I got my wife into collecting. She's got her own little small collection. How to be happily married. Step 1, convert the wife. That I will agree with. I will say my wife was already kind of into some nerd shit because like we met on World of Warcraft. So that was a good starter. Getting her into this community. Here's what my tip would be for you folks. Bring your wife to Legions Con. Even if she doesn't care about the figure, she doesn't care about the line, she doesn't care, whatever, bring them to Legions Con because the people, that's where it's at. That's where you'll pull them in, is the people. And next thing you know, it's like, oh, I like these people. I like this person. I like this. And next thing you know, it's not so bad for you to collect and customize and all this kind of stuff. Yep. Get them into collecting too. Yep. For sure. Curtis, if you use those 3 words, Trevor was using instant 500 subs. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna shit talk to get subs. And you know what? The other thing is, if you did sub and you're here, hopefully you're not just here for the prizes. Hopefully you actually want to see the stuff that's going to be on this channel, or maybe you just really like Jeremy DeWitt's music and you want to hear that intro every time that I go live, or every time I do a video. That's cool too. But hopefully you're here for something besides just, stuff or to hear me talk shit, because that's not what I want to do. Interview with Nate Strong about how well he paints bread. Okay, interesting. Can you teach me how to play WoW? It's been many years since I've played WoW, but Darla still plays today. So if you have any questions, she might be able to help you out. I know she plays a priest a lot. She plays a shaman a lot. So if you have questions about those, she might be able to help you out. She may start her own YouTube channel. That is one of the downfalls of bringing your wife into the community, is when they become more popular than you. So there you go. Look at me. I got to start my own channel to try to catch up to her. So just like staring at you, Curtis. Oh, thank you. Thank you. What do you think about my little glowy neon, spirally thing here? I thought that was kind of cool. I like pink. Some people can't admit that they like pink. They're too manly. Like if you're like a Joe Gonzalez, you're like, I never cry. I'm so manly. I never cry. So he's probably one of those guys that couldn't admit that pink's a cool color, but pink's kind of cool. So, Jeremy, it's a nice blank to start out. Fairly nice average designer piece of plastic. PM you a picture. Cool. Okay, Figure says, I can't paint, I drink, smoke. So listen, there's other things too. You can pop and swap. You can, do all kinds of different stuff. So we'll have some stuff for that as well. So yeah, pink is fun. So, all right, well, let's pull up this giveaway. We got 67 people. We have got 84 people in here. We're going to give you a couple more seconds because this is a cool skeleton. It is the coolest skeleton. Joe says, I never said I was manly. You just said you didn't cry. So you didn't cry because men don't cry, so yeah. How did you get the glowy background thing? So I just looked up backgrounds for StreamYard, and this one came up, and I thought it was cool. So yeah, and then I just downloaded it, put it in there. So 80s vibes. That's what I was going for. I like the theme song. Kind of feels like an 80s vibe too. So just wait till you get attacked by a pink dragon on Legion's Quest. Oof. All right. Well, that could happen. All right, we are at 70 now. We're gonna spin this. This is for the brother Mandibulus, the coolest of all the skeletons. Look at that. Got that little face mask. Got one horn. The other horn's broken. Got the red. Got the black. Got kind of the Harley Quinn kind of thing going on. He's got armor on the one arm. The other arm, he's like just a little strip. Give me a little strip of armor. I don't need armor on the whole arm over there. Just a little strip will do. Yeah, this guy's cool. Look at that. So cool. Best skeleton around. Here we go. We're going to pull this thing. All that I just talked about, I didn't get another person to put in for it. We're still at 70, but here we go. We're going to spin it. We got 87 watching. We got 70 in here. Here we go. Brother Mandibulus. There we go. We got it to 71. 71 right beforehand. Will Oz get this and go back-to-back on prizes and get the Brother Mandibulus? No, it's going to Terrence. Terrence comes in with the win. He's going to turn this thing into a swig. It's going to be a Brother Swigdibulus. So we'll see how that goes. So shoot me your info, Terrence, and we will get that out to you. All right, folks. I think that is going to be it, unless we got up to 225. Last I saw, we weren't quite close. Let's see what we were at. We were at 210. We're 210. I will read through these comments one more time. If we can get up to 225, we'll do one more prize. The next prize, let me see if I remember right. The next prize was going to be, that's not the right button. Next prize is going to be a Deluxe Barbarian 2 with the Bear part set. So get a Barbarian and put the extra parts on him to change him up, make him a little darker skin tone. Be kind of cool. Let's see what that would look like. Let's see. Got Barbarian here. And from the Bear part sets. So let's do an embiggening. So Barbarian, right? He's got those light skinned arms, light skinned legs. All of a sudden, boom, hit him with those, right? Change him up. Look at that. Darken that dude up. Got a new Barbarian, a little dark skinned Barbarian guy. That'd be cool. I don't know. Got to get to 225. We'll pull that. We hit the comments, and we'll see when we get done with the comments if we're at 225. Heard that spears can't hurt skeletons anyways. That was debunked. We heard that there's something about the mythos skeletons that can be hurt by spears. Now that could be marketing slang or spin that Jeremy's putting out there, but that's what we heard. We'll see. Tanya was close. Yeah. Horseshoes and hand grenades. You know what they say. Chris says, great first show. Thank you. Once again, live is not going to be what this channel is about. It's going to be a lot of recorded stuff. It's not to say that we won't ever do lives, but that's not what this channel is going to be about. So just make sure that you guys are kind of aware, so you're ready for it. Glad to be a part of history with Curtis invading his own show. Thank you. This will be interesting. We'll see how this goes. Have a good rest of the show, everyone. Dinner time with family. See you, Dylan. People in our own household account. Sure, if they got an account, have them sign up. Maybe they'll get into customizing. You never know. So get those burner accounts fired up. I mean, whatever you're gonna watch with down the road. So I remember my first live. You're doing great. I've done a lot of lives, just not for my own channel. So I've done, yeah. I mean, heck, I was on 15 shows in a 7-day period a couple months back. So yeah, this is definitely not my first rodeo, but my first channel on my own. Glad for the videos. Thank you, Curtis, for helping out the noobs. Hey, I mean, we're all noobs. We're just learning and getting better as we go. So thanks for putting this together. Chris James, by the way, this guy needs some encouragement, folks, because apparently this guy does some really great painting. I've seen some of his work. He PM'd me some of his stuff, but he doesn't post a lot. And, you know, he needs folks to know, let him know that, like, hey, share that stuff, because people should appreciate your art. So yeah, hit him up, say, hey, Chris, show me some of your work. Some good stuff. Todd says, didn't win. Glad to join the first live and give support. Appreciate it, sir. We got Nate Armstrong out here. Congrats on the new platform. Have fun with it. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Shit, I'm still learning. Hey, we all are. We're all just getting better. Since he says his cats are subscribed. Sounds good. Whatever, man. 214. Tell your friends. Art by Akerman. We got 11 more to go. If nothing else, inspiring others. That's what it's all about. If we can get one more person, seeing Tanya's growth last year, just like from starting out to showing her stuff and selling stuff at Legion's Con was great. And seeing Gina start this year and just, you know, the excitement that people have just getting started up and finishing that first custom and being like, wow, I created that. Like, that started out as X and it ended up as Y, and it's because of what I did. It's pretty powerful, man. It's pretty awesome. Great show, Curtis. Always a pleasure. Thanks for having us all. For sure, man. For sure. We're going to see if we can get one more giveaway. We're not giving up yet. This was great. Looking forward to future projects. Just subscribed. There you go. We got one more. Thank you, Curtis, for all the help and encouragement you've given me. For sure. That's what the customizing studio is all about. Congratulations, Curtis, on taking this on. Look forward to being a part of this adventure, whether by viewing your videos or if you need graphics. Hey, I may need some graphics help. So I'd love to see a video, Darlin making soft goods. We've had that request a couple times. We'll see. It'll be like, but Ricardo says, sent you my info on Instagram. Thank you for the opportunity to win. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Dabble doing a little bit of painting figures. Sounds good, man. Appreciate it. Terrence, I was working. I am working. Did I win something? Yes, you did. You won the Brother Mandibulus, who is now going to become a Brother Swigdibulus. Sent pics to my friend with I made that. She cracked up. Dude, it's fun stuff, man. It was amazing. Thank you to all the people that have helped me by answering all my crazy questions. There's no crazy questions, just crazy people that ask questions. So just remember that. We are at 218. You know what? I feel like that's close enough to 225. Let's do one more giveaway. Let's do one more. We'll do this barbarian with the bear parts. Let's see. Do barbarian with the bear parts, or you know what? We got that so flat set out there at 250. I don't think we're going to get to 250. But we could do that instead if you guys wanted to. So let me know in the chat. Would you rather me pull Deluxe Barbarian 2 with the bear part set or the So Flat paint set? Which would you rather see? Throw that in the chat and we'll do one more giveaway here. Got a couple for So Flats. So Flat, So Flat, So Flat. So Flats win in the chat so far. We got a lot of So Flats. Can't have enough. It's a great set too. Got one for Barbarian. Yep, it looks like it's a runaway for So Flat. So we're just going to do hashtag So Flat for the So Flat paint set. Let me pull that up here. Share screen. Hashtag So Flat. Let's cut this one. Let's make this a new one. Throw that ticker up there. And while we're doing that, let me look this up. All right, let me stop sharing this. We'll share this other screen. So this is what we are looking at. This is the So Flat, Golden So Flat paint set. Comes with 6 colors in here. You've got the cadmium primrose. You've got the naphthol red light, which is kind of it's a little bit of an orangish red. It's kind of, if you use Citadel, like the Evil Sun Scarlet, it's kind of like that, where it's got a little bit more of an orangish tint to it. Ultramarine blue is about as blue can get. Permanent green, kind of your prototypical green. That black there is, I think, the best black paint on the market right now. I love their black. And that titanium white has an amazing coverage for white paint. For those of you that do a lot of painting, you know that white paint is difficult to get coverage with. Like, you have to just do layer after layer after layer. Their white is really good. It covers a lot faster than most. So there we go. 6-pack of So Flat paints going to the winner of this next giveaway. This is going to be the last one, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Once again, we got a lot of stuff coming this week. This week's going to be packed. We're going to have something every single day. Can't say that every week is going to be like that, but this week you will have something coming to you every single day. Appreciate all the comments. Feel like this is about my ass. No, it is not. One more thing. Remember, we got an outro coming for you. Check out that outro. I think it's fun. But we're going to go through this little TV guide again for this week. So tomorrow, dropping at 8 a.m. Central. We're going to just do Eastern times. 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Tour of my customizing studio. It's going to be recorded, so you don't have to watch it right then. It's not live or anything. This is without any of the commentary from the group and all that kind of stuff. It's just going to be a straight tour of my room. I think it's like 30 something minutes. On Monday, you've got how to use a wet palette. Tuesday, we're going to talk to LeBron about how you make gargoyles. So that's the how they do that segment. Wednesday, we've got how do you take apart a Legion's figure to paint it. Not only we're going to break down a Century for you, but we're going to show you kind of like how you would use alligator clips and some blue tack and things like that to hold the things while you're painting them. Then Thursday, we're going to talk about brushes. We're going to go through that golden set that we've mentioned a couple times. I'm going to show you a few different techniques painting a single head. I really go through almost all the brushes painting one head. Then on Friday, we're going to talk about cutting mythic legions and cosmic legions. So cutting up armor, cutting up weapons, modifying the pieces into new looks. And then last but not least, next Saturday, we are going to have a video on some ice and snow textured paints. So I've got a few of those. We're going to try them out, see what we like, see what we don't like, and go from there. Let me pull this giveaway tool back up for this last giveaway. Apparently I'm doing really well right now because I just heard a huge yawn from Darla across the room. So this must be going extremely well. Curtis, what happens if you combine red with blue? You get purple. So that is how that works. See you soon, Green Room Levy. Yep, I'll be there right after this video is over. And then I will be getting all the messages from folks as far as, packages and stuff. I will do my very best to try to get everything out Monday morning. We have got some other stuff we got to ship out as well. So hopefully I can get everybody's package out by Monday. If you message me today or tomorrow and give me all your info. Thank you for the time and effort into this. Appreciate the insight, talented community out there for sure. Hyped for Tuesday. Yeah, LeBron, for sure. Using a penny when you're airbrushing larger pieces like waist armor is really helpful. Hey, sweet. That was an idea that I had. I actually talk about that in one of the videos this week. Darla wants to watch Ninja Assassin again. She didn't watch it with me. I watched it by myself. I don't think that's a movie that she would really enjoy. Nate says, I wouldn't mind trying some new paints. I've been a Reaper Bones man primarily for years. Yeah. So listen, I know people give me crap for, liking certain paints, not liking certain paints, but I will say I've got a ton of different stuff. I've got some Vallejo, I've got some Citadel, I've got a lot of So Flat, I've got some Turbo Dork, I've got some folk art, some deco art. I've got some army painter, some Pro Acryl. Like I literally use something from almost every paint line. I try it all. And some stuff I like, some stuff I don't like. But I will tell you, this set that we're giving here away today, this So Flat set, is not only are So Flats in general my favorite paints, but this 6-pack is my favorite 6-pack of paint. Like if you were to say, hey, if we were going to put 6 paints together, what would be your favorite 6 paints? This would be it. Like I love this set so much. It's awesome. So, Steph says you should go live every other Saturday before the studio or before the studio on Sunday. Maybe we'll see. I don't want to step on any toes with Saturday Day Live or PGG. But like I said, I'm not going to primarily make my channel about lives, but doing a live, once every other week or so might not be bad. Kind of a state of the union kind of thing. Ask people how things are going and that kind of stuff. And, maybe I could, these giveaways that we didn't get to tonight, maybe we can do those as we hit other subscriber goals and stuff. So, all right, folks, we're about to wrap this thing up. Let's give away this last giveaway and then we'll play that outro for you. Here we go. Hashtag So Flat. We got 82 people watching. We got 61 that are in there. We are getting ready to spin this. Quick question here. How long do the little jars of Citadel paints last if I haven't opened them? That's a good question, and I can't really answer it for you because I've had some Citadel paints that I've opened up and immediately they were chunky and crap and I had to throw them away. And I've had some that have lasted a long time. I will tell you that I do not like the Citadel pots. Between that and the So Flat jars that they come in, typically if I use a color a lot from Citadel or from So Flat, I will transfer them to a dropper bottle. Monument Hobbies has the Pro Acryl dropper bottles with 3 different types of tops. It's got a twist top, a flip top, and then a dropper top. So if it's a color that I use a lot, I will transfer it to a bottle with the dropper on it and use it that way. Just FYI. Curtis, thank you for having Eric as your very first guest. Just go on early morning before Hedgie. Maybe. Yeah. So the thing with Eric, we will be recording on Monday. It'll be playing on Tuesday morning. So yeah, check that out. He is a super talented artist, and I can't wait to talk to him about his gargoyles, because those things are fantastic. So, all right, here we go. Pulling for the So Flat last giveaway of the day. Here we go. We got the 65. Let's see who wins these So Flat paints. Gee, Guaisagway, Echevarria. Awesome stuff. Sweet. So that is 9 giveaways today, folks. What a way to start the channel. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Anybody that watches us on replay, just appreciate all the support. Hopefully I can provide some benefit to this community that has given so much to me. And if there's something that you're interested in seeing, please let me know. Thanks again. And here is that outro.